You didn't have to speak for the air to turn cold. The story was finished before it was told. It wasn't the slamming of a heavy oak door, or the sound of your footsteps across the floor. It was the way that you looked right through my chest, like I was a ghost or a temporary guest. It wasn't a word, it wasn't a sound, but I felt the tectonic shift in the ground. A shiver of ice in the heat of the tune, a beautiful symphony falling out of tune. Before you even turned to walk out the door, I felt the goodbye. An hour before, I felt it in the way that you pulled back your hand, like touching my skin was a desert of sand. I saw the forever depart from your eyes, replacing the truth with 1,000 fine lies. The silence was heavy, the silence was wide, a funeral held for the feeling inside. Sometimes a farewell is a slow burning flame that flickers and dies while you're speaking my name. No lightning, no thunder, no cinematic rain, just a quiet arrival of a permanent pain. It wasn't a word, it wasn't a sound, but I felt the tectonic shift in the ground. A shiver of ice in the heat of the June, a beautiful symphony falling out of tune. Before you even turned to walk out the door, I felt the goodbye. An hour before, I felt it coming, like a winter rain. I felt the goodbye before you walked away. The coffee's cold on your side of the table. I'm still acting like I'm strong and I'm able. The silence in this house is getting loud, searching for your face in every crowd. I found your sweater in the bottom drawer, the one you said you didn't need no more. It still smells like the night we stayed up late, before forever turned to it's too late. Now I'm just a shadow in a hollow room, a dying flower that forgot to bloom. You took the maps and you took the light and left me wandering through of a story that you've already signed. Just a broken heart you left behind. I see our footprints fading in the sand. I'm reaching out, but I can't find your hand. Funny how the world just keeps on spinning, while I'm stuck back at the very beginning, tracing the cracks in the ceiling above, counting the pieces of a shattered love. They say that time is supposed to heal the sting, but time is just a slow and heavy thing. How do I unknow the way you say my name? How do I live when nothing feels the same? Now I'm just a shadow in a hollow room, a dying flower that forgot to bloom. You took the maps and you took the light and left me wandering through the night. I'm the echoes of a story that you've already signed. Just a heart you left behind. The porch lights on, but I know you won't call. I'm just a picture hanging on the wall, left behind. Yeah, I'm the one you left behind. You left behind. I knew the clock was ticking from the very first spark. A candle burning double in the middle of the dark. We were living on a lease that we couldn't renew, collecting all the Sundays that we both knew weren't true. I ignored the calendar, I hid the hourglass, trying to make a moment of a season meant to pass. We built a whole kingdom on a temporary stone, knowing that the winter would eventually be known. I traded in my future for a weekend in your arms, silencing the sirens and the heavy sad alarms. But the debt is coming due, now the sun is getting low, and there isn't any credit left to make the always grow. It was borrowed time, and now it's all spent. I'm looking at the ledger of where the forever went. Every second was a favor, every minute was a loan. Now I'm paying back the interest in a house I call my own. It was a beautiful deficit, a bankrupt kind of grace. I'd still let the almost break my heavy human heart. It was borrowed time, and now it's all spent. I'm looking at the ledger of where the forever went. Every second was a favor, every minute was a loan. Now I'm paying back the interest in a house I call my own. It was a beautiful deficit, a bankrupt kind of grace, to see a lifetime's worth of loving in a temporary phase. Yeah, the time was borrowed, and now it's all spent. The meters run out, the shadows alone, the music is over, but I'm still in the song. Borrowed time, completely spent. The sound of a heavy old-fashioned clock winding down until it stops. The sound of a heavy old-fashioned clock winding down until it stops. I see emotion in the corner of my eye, the flicker of your jacket as the trains go by. I'm running through the station, breathing in the steam, chasing after fragments of a broken down dream. But when I reach the platform, the iron is cold, and I'm holding on to stories that have already been told. I followed a shadow down a rain-slick street, thinking I heard the familiar rhythm of your feet. I tapped on a shoulder, I whispered your name, but the stranger who turned didn't carry your flame. It's a cruel kind of magic, a trick of the light that keeps me pursuing you into the night. I'm chasing a silhouette, a shape in the mist, a ghost of a person who doesn't exist. I'm reaching for outlines, I'm grasping for air, while the you that I'm hunting is no longer there. It's a hollowed out marathon, a desperate kind of bet. I'm just chasing a silhouette. Is it a memory or just a mirage? A paint by numbers in a haunted garage. The more that I run, the farther you get. A sun that is always beginning to set. I'm chasing a silhouette, a shape in the mirror, just chasing a silhouette, just a shadow on a brick wall, just an echo in a long hall. I'm still running, but you're already gone. Chasing a silhouette. The music ends with the sound of distant, echoing footsteps. Clock on the wall is a hammer on a nail, and the moonlight is turning the curtains all pale. I reach for your shoulder, a habit of years. But I'm only met with the salt of my tears. There's a desert of fabric, a wide open space, where I used to find rest in the light of your face. It's cold sheets at 3 a.m., a frost on the bed, 1,000 I miss yous that never get said. I'm shivering under the weight of the air, searching for warmth that's no longer there. I'm a king of a kingdom that's frozen in gray, waiting for a sun that forgot how to stay. Yeah, it's cold sheets and a heart that's gone away. I've piled up the blankets, I've turned up the heat, but the winter is eternal, it's head down to feet. I'm listening to the house settle into the floor, like it's bracing itself for you, walking through the door. But the indentation where you used to lie is just a shallow grave under a dark, heavy sky. Is it the hour, or is it the ache that makes every shadow look like a mistake? I'm a ghost in the cotton, I'm a wreck in the weed, tied to the stay, but living the lead. It's cold sheets at 3 a.m., a frost on the bed, 1,000 I miss yous that never get said. I'm shivering under the weight of the air, searching for warmth that's no longer there. I'm a king of a kingdom that's frozen in gray, waiting for a sun that forgot how to stay. Yeah, it's cold sheets and a heart that's gone away. Turn over, close my eyes, just the cold sheets and the long dark sides. 3 a.m., I'm alone. white linen cloth is a field of fresh snow. I'm watching the candle flame flicker and go. I told the hostess a party of two, 'cause I'm still addicted to waiting for you. The silver is polished, the water is poured, but I'm just a ghost that the waiters ignored. It's a dinner for none, a feast for a ghost, a toast to the person I'm needing the most. The chair across from me is heavy and wide, with a vacuum of always tucked deep inside. I'm cutting the steak while I'm losing the sun in a 5-star cathedral with dinner for none. The wine in the glass is a deep bitter red, like every I love you that's better left dead. I'm not in its shadows, I'm faking a smile, while the couple beside me stays happy a while. I'm paying the bill for a seat that's been bare since you traded our forever for the thin, empty air. Is it a meal or is it a wait? How many more bites can a broken heart take? The flavor is ash and the texture is stone. In a room full of people, I've never been so alone. It's a dinner for none, a feast for a ghost, a toast to the person I'm needing the most. The chair across from me is heavy and wide, with a vacuum of always tucked deep inside. I'm cutting the steak while I'm losing the sun in a 5-star cathedral of dinner silent. Check please, I'm not hungry anymore. Just a table for one near the exit door. Dinner for none.
The sound of a single glass clinking, then a long silence.
I thought I'd be safe if I stayed near the shore, where the waves don't crash and the oceans don't roar. I kept the conversation light and the feeling small, building a garden with a knee-high wall. I'm standing in a puddle, I'm looking at the sky, but the air is disappearing and I don't know why. It isn't a storm and it isn't a tide. It's the quietest way that I've ever died. There's no crashing blue, just a foot of the grave, taking my breath and my own ways away. How can a heart be this heavy and hollow, with only an inch of the sorrow drowning in shallow water, just inches from land. Your how are you doing is a surface level still, a pebble that's dropped in a cold, quiet thing. I should be able to just walk away, to shake off the damp and the ghost of the day, but I'm pinching a bottle by the weight of a look, by the I'm doing fine and the never we took. It's a different kind of terror when you're sinking in the light, when the surface is right there within your own sight. No anchor, no wreckage, no nautical line, just a slow motion sinking of everything mine. It isn't a storm and it isn't a tide, it's the quietest way that I've ever died. There's no crashing blue, just a foot of the gray, taking my breath and my always away. How can a heart be this heavy and hollow, with only an inch of the sorrow to swallow? I'm gasping for air in a place I can stand, drowning in shallow water, just inches from land. Just a ripple, just a blur, in the almost of who we were, down in the shallow. Yeah, I'm drowning. The music fades into a muffled underwater bubbling sound. I'm looking at the space between the sofa and the wall, where the I'm sorry's died before they even had to fall. We were masters of the weather, talking about the rain, anything to dodge the heavy pulse and quiet of the pain. We fill the air with static, with the how was work today, while the truth was screaming at us to just look the other way. simply let it pass. I need yous and the don't goes are buried in the floor, hidden in the shadow of the slamming of the door. Now I'm drowning in the volume of a life that's finally gray, under the crushing weight of everything we didn't say. Kitchen, in the way I pour the tea, the ghost of the confession that you needed from me. We had the vocabulary, we had the common tongue, but we left the most important songs completely unsung. Now the house is a library of books we never read, full of the I love yous that were better left unsaid. No, just dead. If I shouted them now, would the windows all break? Would the foundation tremble from the magnitude of it? But the air is too thin, and the timing is too late to fix a broken always with a maybe on the plate. It's a mountain in a hallway, an ocean in the glass, 1,000 heavy heartbeats that we simply let it pass. And the don't goes are buried in the floor, hidden in the shadow of the slamming of the door. Now I'm drowning in the volume of a life that's finally gray, under the crushing weight of everything we didn't say. So much noise in the silent choice, a lifetime of words that'll never be heard, just everything we didn't say.
The music fades into a single low-frequency hum.
The sunlight is cutting a hole through the floor, the quietest house on the edge of the shore. I'm picking up pieces of a morning we knew, for the forever split into two. The kettle is whistling a half-finished song, a sharp silver reminder of where we belong. There's a crease in the paper, smudge on the glass. I'm watching the shadows of the bicyclists pass. I found your old list in the back of the drawer, coffee and bread and a little bit more, just a handful of ordinary everyday gold. It turned into a story I'm forced to withhold. It's just fragments of a Sunday It's a beautiful room, a lopsided view of the fragments of a Sunday I spent loving you. They say that the weekends are for resting the soul, but I'm just a part that's forgotten the whole. I'm a puzzle with edges that don't even meet in the middle of a quiet and empty heart street. It's just fragments of a Sunday, a shattered up light, the ghost of a morning that didn't stay bright. I'm gluing the moment, I'm tracing the seams of the coffee and headlines and the soft-spoken dreams. It's a beautiful room, a lopsided view of the fragments of a Sunday I spent loving you. Dust in the light, not quite right, just a piece that won't release. Fragment, sound waste and a soft final twisted straw. Kettle starts whistling a tune I don't know. I'm watching the steam in the morning light glow. I reach for 2 mugs and I set them both down before I remember you're out of this town. There's the smudge on the window where you used to lean, watching the garden turn gold into green. Now there's a ghost in the kitchen, a chill in the air, pulling out splinters and pulling a chair. I hear the soft rattle of a spoon in a cup, but when I turn around, the sun's just coming up. It's the scent of your coffee, the toast that you'd burn, a lesson in leaving I still haven't learned. Yeah, there's a ghost in the kitchen, I'm dissing the onions and blaming the tears on the sting of the blade and the weight of the years. I see your reflection in the side of the pot, a flicker of always in a world that you're not. The radio's playing that song from on the coast, and I'm dancing alone with a beautiful ghost. Is it haunted or hollow? I can't really tell if I'm living in heaven or a culinary hell. I'm cooking for one, but I'm seasoning for two, because every ingredient tastes just like you. Now there's a ghost in the kitchen, a chill in the air, pulling out splinters and pulling a chair. I hear the soft rattle of a spoon in a cup, but when I turn around, the sun's just coming up. It's the scent of your coffee, the toast that you burn, a lesson in leaving I still haven't learned. Yeah, there's a ghost in the kitchen. Table for one on the sun, but I'm never alone in this house of my own, with the ghost in the kitchen, the sound